The anime starts with a girl getting ready while another named Tarte applies her lipstick. She bursts into tears. Tarte advises the girl not to cry because it will ruin her makeup. In that building, an auction is taking place, and the host announces and presents his next item, which is none other than a beautiful girl. The host highlights her qualities and begins the bidding at $3 million. While bidding, the girl begins to cry, and another woman, Marquise Collide, tells a wealthy man about the girl and the auction. The host then introduces another girl named Dia, who has blue eyes and silver hair, and when she reaches the stage, she casts her magic spell and begins killing the auction attendees. Tarte joins her, frees all the enslaved girls, and causes an explosion in the building. Luth, Tuatha and Maha are waiting for the signals from Tarte and Da at a distance from the auction building. Maha informs Luth that Marquise and her group kidnap girls disguised as bandits from various villages and sell them at auction. Luth fires at the Marquess and other staff members. Luth's previous life is shown in a flashback, where he and his assistant are eliminating mafia members while his assistant tells him their exact location. After killing 6 men, Luth orders his assistant to leave, but she claims that only a few members remain. Luth responds that they have been ordered to kill only 6 men, and they cannot do so without the organization's permission because they are the organization's only tools. On the way back, they are attacked by a drone but manage to flee. Luth also provides first aid to his assistant and tells her how he became an assassin. He decides to retire and begin working for a Japanese assassination organization. Luck advises his assistant not to trust anyone in any situation as a professional assassin by threatening him. The assassin and his assistant contact the organization the next day, and he expresses his desire to retire, which is granted. They both get passports and take a flight to Japan. The organization plans to kill him by eliminating pilots and broadcasting fake news about the hijacking of the flight. Luff tries everything he can to save himself and others on board, but a military fighter jet shoots down the plane and kills him. After his death, he encounters a goddess who gives him 2 choices and wants him to choose reincarnation in another world and kill the hero. The assassin is skeptical that he could be reincarnated, but the goddess assures him that souls are cleansed and recycled, and previous lives are erased. She serves him special tea and cake and briefs him about her offer. The assassin expresses his wish to be reborn as a man with emotions, because he regrets suppressing his emotions. Goddess explains that in his second life, he will be reborn in a fantasy world of swords and sorcery, to kill the hero at the age of 18. She also transfers the culture and technology of that world so that the assassin can understand it. She also tells him that the hero will defeat the Demon Lord and save the world 16 years after his birth. The assassin requests that she grant him possible abilities so that he can confront the hero. She asks him to choose 5 attributes of his own choice, and he asks some questions before choosing the skills. She also tells him that he will regain his health and memories from his previous life. The assassin selects 5 different skills, and the goddess declares that he will be reborn into the house of another assassin, Tuatha. His father names him Luth Tuatha and decides to raise him as a strong man after his birth. He was an expert in hunting and cooking in his childhood, and his mother prepared meals full of nutrients for him. Unlike in the past, he now lives happily with his parents. His father summons him into the training room, examines his physical growth and muscles, and states that he is now capable of a special surgery in which he will be given the mystic eyes of Tuatha. This surgery will give him the ability to perceive the magic in a person or environment. Luff's mother took good care of him after his surgery. His surgery was successful, and now he can see things clearly that were far away from him. His father also promises to teach him the surgery process so that he may use it on his son. He hires a magic teacher for him, and his mother dresses him as a girl, and she wants to make his painting in that outfit. Luff and his father welcome his new magic teacher, Da, who is also young like Luff. Luff is also surprised to see a young girl as his teacher. Dia shows him some of her magic tricks. Luff introduces himself to his teacher Daya, and she gives him a far stone that is used to store and measure magic. Luff demonstrates his magical ability and surprises Dia because his magical ability is vast. Fairstone explodes due to his power of magic, and Luff's parents run to see what happened. Luff asks Dia for more fair stones, but she tells him he cannot have them. She sleeps with him at night and tells him that she is his big sister. Dia tests his magical abilities and discovers that Luff possesses incredible abilities that no one else could have. She converts his attributes, which is a pleasant experience for both of them. Dia believes that the letters Luff sees in his memories are divine spells. At night, Luff says to Dia that he will serve her a delicious dish tomorrow at dinner. He is learning magic so quickly, and Dia is excited about it too. Then they attempt to cast a spell with written letters for the first time and succeed. They even change the spell by transcribing incantations and trying to create gold like iron and silver. Dia cannot bear the power of the incantation and falls, but Luff easily creates gold. They are both overjoyed and promise to work on more new spells together in the future. Luff and Dia travel to a desolate location to experiment with more spells and create weapons. With the intention of killing the hero, Luff constructs a tank and fires it at a mountain, causing a massive explosion and cracking the tank. After weeks, the time to depart has come, and they are both sad about this. Dia wishes they could live like this forever. Luff thanks her for being his teacher by giving her a special titanium knife. Dia gives him a far stone in exchange for the promise that Luff will visit her whenever she wants. Dia promises to return soon the next morning. Luff's parents are pleased with him, particularly his father, who is proud of him and decides to teach him the truth about Tatha D and home Tatha D methods. He transports him to prison and orders him to assassinate a woman who has committed robbery and murder. The criminals in the prison are used for medical experiments and killing practices. The criminal woman first pretends to be innocent, but Luff kills her painlessly. A young girl walks barefoot in the jungle after being abandoned by her family due to poverty. She believes she was abandoned because she was an unwanted child of her parents. She feels hungry and cold and wants to go home when many hungry wolves attack her. Luff visits a festival with his parents, and his mother treats him as a child. Luff is looking for someone with magical abilities to work as his assistant. He goes hunting on a winter morning when he sees the girl being attacked by some wolves. He saves her by eliminating all the wolves and asking the girl about her well-being. Luff cooks porridge for the girl and asks her to eat it slowly. Otherwise, he will not give her more porridge because her stomach is empty and she will not accept the porridge. He also tells her that he is the son of Tuatha Dé, and he asks her to go with him. He also tells her a secret. He has killed many people and wants to kill more. He wants her to be his assistant, and the girl agrees to it. Then they introduce each other, and the girl's name is Tartay. Luff had felt magical qualities in the girl from the start, which is why he won her trust by protecting her. 40 years earlier, the goddess reincarnated a special forces soldier to kill the hero, and now the goddess inquires about him, and he is shown lying on the bed, drinking and eating, and postponing his work to the next day. 12 years have passed, and 12-year-old Luck is sleeping when Tarty comes to wake him up and then serves him breakfast. Lu's mother appreciates Tartsy's duties and responsibilities, and hopes she will continue to serve him. Luff invites Tarty to training room and examines her body, just as his father used to do in his childhood. His father imposed 2 conditions on him when he brought Tartay home for the first time. The first is that he would instruct her, and the second is that if she betrays them, Luff will take responsibility by killing her. Now Tartay can fight with a spear, but not a knife, so Luff decides to come up with a knife fighting program for her. He creates a special spear that she can hide in her clothes. Luff believes the girl has become a valuable assistant for his mission. 35 years before, the goddess reincarnated a samurai into the world of swords and instructed him to assassinate the hero. Now when the goddess asks about him, he is also unsuccessful in his mission, and the goddess hopes that the next reincarnated man will be better. Luff and Tarty visit a marketplace, and all the people show their gratitude towards Luff as their crops are better after his advice. He also solves their daily problems and receives so many gifts from them. Luff asks Tarty if she would be born into the Tatha Dé family, and she replies that if that happened, she would not be his servant. Luff creates a lot of far stones with the help of Dia's spells and stores them for later use. Lu's father summons him to the training room and questions him about Tartay. Luff informs him that in the past 2 years, he has found her hardworking and innocent, and she is not a spy from a rival region. His father also informs him that his next training exercise is based on a special test, and if he passes this test, he will handle the job as an assassin. Luff must compete against his father in the test, whether he wins or loses. Their fight starts. Xian is taken aback by Luff's powers and decides to give him a tough time. Luff defends himself with all of his attacks, keeps an eye on his father's movements, and eventually wins the battle by putting his own life in danger. Xian says to Luff that now he has mastered all the techniques and he can join him to assist his work as an assassin. They both assassinate a lot of people cleverly, and then Xian decides to send Luff for his final test as a member of the Baylor trading family. Qian holds a party to celebrate Luff's ascension as heir to the house of Tuatha Dé, and all the people are surprised that Luff will give his final test at the young age of 12. A boy named Rona does not accept Luff as the next head of the Tatha Dé family and claims that he should be the head of the family. At this point, Xian challenges him to a duel with Luff, which he accepts. Luff defeats him in no time, invites him to become his subordinate as a knight of Tuatha Dé, and gives him a gift of the sword. The next morning, Luff leaves for his journey to Miltu with Tartay and asks Start to call him Ilig Baylor. Tartay gets ready and asks Luff how she looks in her servant's dress, and he compliments her beauty. Luff dyes his hair, and he and Tartay begin a new life as merchants in Miltel. In Miltel, a beautiful girl named Maha greets a man and guides him to his living quarters. She lives with other girls, and they all earn their livelihoods by guiding the people. All the other girls are grateful to Maha, who gave them this idea of earning. It starts raining, and they think they should buy a house for a living. But unfortunately, they are kidnapped by a group of bandits who take them to an orphanage. Maha resists, but they attack her and take her away. They are imprisoned in a room and have no idea what will happen to them. They all have to cook food and work, and the director of the orphanage beats them daily. One day a wealthy man comes there and asks the director to bring one of the girls, Aoife, to his lodging. Maha is asked to wash Aife's body and get her ready. Aoife started crying after coming back. After that, they were all forced to do prostitution jobs one by one except for Maha, which traumatized all of them. One of the girls, Noine, injures her face so that no one can buy her an ugly face. Maha is shocked to see Noine in this situation. 2 years later, Maha overhears the orphanage director telling a man about Maha that she is 12 years old and now able to work as a prostitute. They say that she is a virgin and beautiful and will go for a good price. And hearing this, Maha decides to do the same thing Noine did 2 years ago. When she is about to hit her face, Luth comes there and stops her. He then goes to the orphanage and buys Maha in exchange for wealth. But the director asks him to bring Maha with him after 3 days. The director takes her to another man for prostitution, and he wants to spend the night with her, but she manages to flee from the carriage. While running, Maha meets another man with magical abilities who tries to seduce her before Luth arrives and saves her. He also defeats the man and has him arrested, and the prostitution ring is no longer active. Noine sees that the scars on her face are being removed slowly. Luth takes Maha home. Luth performs surgery on Baylor Biimnixon Baruid and requests that it not be revealed. Blair expresses his gratitude to Luth, adds Illig's name to his family registry, and hands over the paper to Luth. After the adaptation process, Maha becomes the official sister of Illig Baylor, who is a fake name for Luth. Blair asks Illig to run his store and puts him in charge of it. Illig comes back home and Tarte and Maha serve him a meal. He tells them that he has 2 goals for this job. The first is to make money, and the second is to stock merchandise targeted at nobles. Illig decides to open a cosmetic shop for women and use it to help with assassinations. Tarte and Maha share a bed with Illig at night. Illig appreciates both of them and knows that he can work hard because of them. Illig introduces lotions, moisturizers, and sweets, which are new products for the world. He shows his products to Baylor and his wife, Myra, and tells them that this product will heal the damaged skin that is caused by excessive use of makeup. Mira applies some moisturizer to her face and likes it so much that Baylor asks her to distribute the moisturizer among her friends and spread information about it. Illig tells Baylor that he needs a Tatha de medicine to make the moisturizer, and Baylor allows it. The cosmetic store has had massive sales from the start. Maha is the manager of the store, and they hire other girls who are quick learners. The store has been growing quickly. Tardy informs Illig that spies sneak into the factory daily and try to bribe the workers, but they are unsuccessful yet. Some spies try to infiltrate Lu's home to get his secrets, but Luth captures one of them with the help of Tarte and Maha. They torture the intruder but cannot get any useful information. 30 years ago, the goddess reincarnated Enacti to kill the hero with his rhythms, but he is now playing the flute all the time. Luth pays a visit to Dia, and they both share their newly discovered spell. Tarte and Maha prepare a meal for themselves and spend time with each other. Tarte and Maha feel a strange smell coming from Luth's bed, and then they find that Luth ejaculates while sleeping, and they make fun of him. Tarte suggests she assist him as his servant, and Maha claims he refers to her as his sister, but his body is truthful. Some bandits attack and try to kidnap Aoife and another girl, but they are rescued by Maha, who warns them and threatens them that if they touch the girl again, she will kill them. Luth sends Tarte into battle to gain experience, while Maha learns how to manage information and money. In these 2 years, Luth has also learned a great deal about the world. He instructs Maha to handle his cosmetic business in his absence, and she is planning to expand the business to a neighboring town. Luth knows about Maha's past, but he does not want to tell her. Maha was the only heiress of a famous trading company, but the company's right-hand person betrayed her father, killed her parents, and took over the company. Maha fled there after realizing her life was in danger. Now Maha wants to buy the same shop that his father opened the first time, and she is also thinking of reclaiming her father's company. All the fellow girls of Maha give Luth herbal tea as a gift and show their gratitude toward him for protecting them. Luth tells them that he has not done anything for them, but it was a chance that brought them together. They all requested that he remember them and visit them again. Luth and Tarte return to their original appearances and leave, and Luth advises Maha to protect Orna. Maha also requests Tarte take care of Luth for his sake. She tells Luth that he wanted her because of her mana, and he wanted to make her his helper in the assassination. Maha assures Luth that she will help him for the rest of his life. While coming back, Luth and Tarte are attacked by some wolf monsters, but Tarte kills all of them and gets appreciation from Luth. When they reach their land, many people gather there to welcome Luth. He meets his father, who tells him that he can be successful, not only as an assassin but also as a merchant. Baylor also wants him to be a merchant and assist him in his business. She gives him the choice of selecting the way of his life. But Luth refuses to be a merchant because he wants his people to be happy and his kingdom to be peaceful. Luth also confesses that he loves Dia and wants to marry her. His father assigns him his first job, eliminating a noble who sells military secrets to the neighboring kingdom in exchange for drugs. Luth's father asks him to eliminate his first target, Count Asba Venkaur, who used to sell military secrets. He also states that he will not intervene in this matter, leaving Luth to deal with it on his own. Luth uses Maha's method of getting information on whether the target truly deserves assassination or not. Luth's mother comes into his room in the morning, checks his bed, and talks to him about his ejaculation problem. which embarrasses Luth. She also checks how much his body has grown and asks him about marriage after showing him girls' pictures. She also advises Tart to bear Luth's children because she wishes to see her grandchildren. 25 years earlier, the goddess reincarnated a paparazzo in the world of swords to kill the hero. Now he is a photographer, but he cannot kill the hero. Luth and Tarti visit a neighboring town named Prophesied, which is the second greatest town after Miltu. He also meets the girl in that group who is selling gooseberry jam, but after tasting it, Luth throws her basket on the ground because there is a drug in it. She then takes Luth to her mother, who also used to take the drug, and Luth cures her mother. After coming back, Luth is informed that Maha has sent some information according to which Asbavankar is the ringleader. Luth learns that the Vizian drug is made from a perennial plant known as Vizat causes incredible pleasure, but when it wears off, people die. Luth again goes to Pisa with Maha, who is sad after departing with Light. She asks him about his relationship with Tarte, and he refuses. Maha advises Luth to use Tarti according to her wish. She tells him that with the most wonderful man so close to them, how could they not fall in love with him? He also confesses his love for her. When they reach Vankar's mansion, they are warmly welcomed by Countess Vanikar. They tell her that they have brought new products for her. The Countess appreciates their moisturizer and asks them to want more. Luth introduces himself as Illa de Vanikar, who asks him to stay at home as some people are coming to his house. In the evening at a party, every girl is eager to see him, and every woman wants to talk to him. Countess Vanikar also introduces Luth's new product to women. At night, Luth secretly assassinates Vanikar with rifle. Luth thinks his heart never melted after any assassination, because he was a tool, but now he is feeling sad after his first assassination. Luth and Tarti live on an island to train and practice magic. Tarti enjoyed a lot of time with Luth on the island. Maha meets them on the shore after returning. Luth says thanks for finding the perfect island for them. She gives them good and bad news. The good news is that she found a divine treasure. The divine treasure is a tool possessed by humans, possessing unbelievable and unmeasurable qualities. This treasure existed in ancient times and could not be destroyed. The divine treasure that Maha found is a magic spear owned by a man named Satanta Magnus, who is probably the hero. According to Maha, Satanta is also known as Karen's Hound. Maha's negotiating to buy the spear. Maha gives them the bad news of a breaking out civil war in the neighboring kingdom of Swigel. The Vikon region is involved in a war, and Satana Magnus is giving them trouble. Luth rushes to Dia's house, asking him about her well-being and the war. He also offers her a way to escape to a safe kingdom, but she reacts violently and refuses to flee. Then they both visit the town and have lunch. Luth tells Dia that he can tell when soldiers are nearby by smelling their bloodlust. They also practice shooting arrows at little ready-made bears in a store, and Luth teaches Dia how to shoot an arrow. Luth presents her with a little brown teddy bear. 20 years earlier, the goddess reincarnated the soul of a teacher in a fantasy world of swords and in sorcery and asked the teacher to teach the hero. Luth tells Dia that he will cook lasagna for her. When they both return home, they find a boy named Rico sitting on the stairs, separated from his mother. Dia and Luth help him find his mother. Dia says to Luth that he is kind and promises to take him to a place as a reward for his tour today. Dia and Luth take a bath together in a hot spring and enjoy themselves. Dia tells him that she loves her town and wants to serve and protect her people. Her father is a strong person who is good at losing. Dia thanks Luth for the fun and enjoyment they had the whole day. She also becomes sad. She does not know when she will see him again because she is going to be busy at war. While departing, Luth reminds her that he will cook lasagna for her. Luth and Tarti meet Xian, who is giving treatment to an injured man. Xian tells Luth that this man has assigned them a job that Luth will do. Luth is shocked to know that his job is to assassinate Di. Luth questions his father about whether it is inappropriate to interfere in other kinds of affairs. His father agrees that if Luth's involvement in other kingdoms is found, it will become an international problem. He tells Luth that Vicomi Count has surrendered, but the war has not ended yet. And now Dia's father wants to assassinate Dia to end the war, and even Dia has agreed to it. Luth asks his father why he accepted this job, and he replies that he has to repay his debts to Count Viocome, and he will do this job if Luth refuses to do it. Luth accepts the job while thinking that he will not become a tool like in his previous life. He thinks assassinating Dia will not solve the problem, so he decides to save her. He explains that he accepted this job for 3 reasons. The first is that Dia is his teacher. The second is that he loves her. And the third is the promise he made to help Dia whenever she needs it. Tien also reveals that Luth's mother is also from the house of Viocome, and Dia is his cousin. Tarti accompanies Luth and assures him that she will help him. She uses wind spells to carry him. She remembers how Luth saved her when she was in danger, and he said to her that he needed her when everybody abandoned her, so she decides to devote her life to Luth. She thinks her job is to make Luth's wishes come true, and she will do every possible thing to save Dia for love's sake. Tart falls in her way as her ability to use magic comes to an end. Luth promises to bring Dia with him and leaves Tart. Lu's parents are also concerned about him, but they believe he is strong. 14 years ago, to prevent the predicted destruction of the world, the goddess selected the reincarnated souls of various professional experts and dispatched them as covert operatives around the world. She calculated the chances of their success and found a suitable soul to stop the hero's rampage. Luff finds that the Vicon mansion is under siege, but he uses different magic spells to destroy the enemy. He also detects their sound and knows their direction. He thinks he should fool the people by showing Dia's fake death, and he manages to reach Dia at last. The goddess confirmed the death of the reincarnation candidate for stopping the world's destruction and summoned the world presentation system. She collected the soul of Luff for incarnation, and the mission began. Dia is happy to see Luff, and her father Daimor Viacone also meets Luff and tells him that he will flee and prepare for a counterattack. They make a plan to set fire to Dia's room and spread the story of Dia's suicide. Luff asks Dia to get out of the window before setting the fire, but suddenly Luff has the same feelings of approaching danger that he had experienced in his previous life before death. Suddenly, Satana Magnus comes carrying his magical spear and destroys their plan. Luff manages to create a tank and hits Satana with a bombardment, but he survives. Dia's father asks Luff to flee with Dia, but he disagrees and accepts Satana's challenge to fight a duel. If Luff wins, Satana will withdraw his forces and leave. Luff tells Dia that winning the duel is impossible for him because he is only an assassin and not a knight like Sananta. Luff feels that Sananta's wounds will heal very soon. Sananta says he will kidnap Dia and slaughter everyone after killing Luff and lighting fires on his body. Luff says the first move in a duel is crucial, and he throws a coin in the air and casts an assassination spell named Gungnir's Spell to destroy the hero. When Luff opens his eyes, he finds Dia crying to see him fine. She asks him why he came to save her and risked his life. Luff tells her that he was keeping his promise, which they made in childhood. Dia claims she will repay this debt to him in her own way. Then they kiss each other, and Luff thinks things have not gone as he planned, but he is satisfied with them. He brings Dia back to his home, and his parents adopt her as their daughter and Luck's younger sister. He also appreciates Luff for completing his job successfully. He also reveals that the hero lord Epona Rhiannon has appeared in Alvin's kingdom, which means Sananta was not a real